Hi, it's Lee Reams with CountingWorks, and I wanted to just do a real quick case study, kind of like a use case of how ChatGPT tools like Max are changing the way consumers, so taxpayers, perhaps business clients, are searching for people they want to work with when choosing an accounting firm. So I put together a prompt. What did I say here? I'm looking to put out to bid my tax and accounting services. I have a CPA firm right now. They recently increased my pricing on my tax returns significantly. Even my bank reconciliation, I'm paying 30 or 2,700 last month. Seems high. Hey, can you help me find another firm? So I'm looking for a CPA firm in Orange County, preferably near me, that works with growing tech companies, software companies, AI companies, someone who can be reputable to investors. I want someone who can put together both my tax attorney and even a virtual CFO like service. At this point, we do our own payroll. So I'm giving a lot of details here. I said, okay, can you show me how others have reviewed them and help narrow down my choice for the best firm for me? So let's talk about this. Right now, it's searching the web. It's searching all of the information that's been shared with ChatGPT, for example, FAQs, reviews. Is your schema on your website correct? Are you using tools that send your local information, your phone number, your NAP settings directly to ChatGPT, for example? If you're doing that and you're optimizing for this generative search, you are going to be in the game. If you have a website that is, let's just say, older than 3 to 6 months, most likely you're not even showing up on these areas, right? So it's a big deal. It's something that you, as a tax and accounting professional, really need to look at and understand how to optimize. So I'm just giving an example so you can kind of figure it out. I think it just said it has 58 sources for where it's coming up with its response. So, and it's great. It's having a conversation, right? Sanity check that bill. Typical outsourced bills or for bookkeeping starts in a few $100s, scales with complexity. 2,700 seems a little high, right? So maybe, hey, you should find a new CPA firm. I think that's kind of what it's saying. So then it start giving me a short list, right? It's giving me names of firms that are local, that are reputable, that kind of fit into my context. They can support investor grade reporting. And look at this. It's giving me one, two, three, four, five, six. What do we have here? Different options. And, it's giving me even examples now on how I can then send out a request for proposal, right? So define the scope of work. What are you looking for? What should the package include? What are my deliverables? So think about that. And what tools am I using, right? So think about this. The old days, people didn't think about all this stuff, right? And it's really helpful, I think, for the consumer. But at the same time, you're starting to understand these are the kind of questions that will be asked, or at least the AI is suggesting. So guess what? You probably should start covering startup SaaS expertise. If I want to be found in this type of search, I want to match up with this people, right? My tax staff. Do I have CFO services? What is my speed? Where are the references? What are the reviews look like? How do you guys work? Do I have a dedicated manager? All that kind of stuff. And I think a lot of this can be included in your FAQs, in the content you're creating, in the blogs, even in the structure of your website. So the old search engine optimization is being replaced by this generative search optimization. Okay. And it's really going to get competitive. It's really going to be important that you have done this in order to rank well in the future here. And think about it, they're going to do the same thing if they received a referral from another friend or family. Let's say another business owner. They're going to say, "Hey, can you give me reasons for using so and so?" So let's just do one follow-up question here. Let's say we want to compare Moss Adams to Cruise Consulting. Okay. Can you, actually, this will be easier. Can you share reviews for Moss Adams versus Cruise Consulting versus Bluebird Partners? I just want to compare what other people say about them to help me make the best choice. All right, we'll go ahead and ask this question and let's see what happens next. It's given me pretty decent, and I would say right away, unfortunately for Moss Adams, most of their reviews are from employees, not necessarily clients, right? Um, I didn't spell cruise in my note. Obviously, that's the way it. Yes, I meant cruise. Has many client testimonials. Clients tend to praise the understanding of startup SaaS company. Now, think about this. Now you're even seeing the keywords embedded in the reviews coming back in this analysis. Okay. Highly responsive, organized. So things that clients are saying now are going to be shared here. So this is pretty much, a pretty glowing thing on Cruise. And then Bluebird has their own set of information. Not on BBB. They're not accredited. They probably don't have as much reach, perhaps. Limited data scale, only few reviews, not much depth, hard to know consistency. So this is why it's so important. And then it even gave me a chart, right? So this is how people are going to start analyzing who they decide to work with. So really important, just kind of sharing. I just want you guys to start thinking about it. So when you hear about GEO or other things and have an old website, or if you're specifically if you're with a cookie cutter website or DIY website, now is the time to make an upgrade. This is the biggest shift in kind of organic traffic and the way people find you and analyze you that we have seen in many decades. So I hope this is helpful. We'll go ahead and continue talking best practices on GEO and helping you guys rank very well in the new ecosystem.